Hey there. This tutorial is going to be how to use the Bezier tool in Acorn. Acorn is very similar to Photoshop. I guess it's Mac's version of Photoshop. Has very similar toolbar here on the left, as well as your layers palette, which is here on the right. I'm starting out using the McDonald's logo because this has a lot of really nice curves to it. And in order to use the Bezier tool and get good at it, you're going to need to know where to place your anchor points and how to manipulate each point and move the handles around. So the first thing I have is on my first layer, I just brought in an image from Google of a high resolution McDonald's logo. That's my first layer here. Right here in the tool palette, which you can move around and just click and drag wherever you're comfortable if you're right-handed or left-handed. Down here is the Bezier tool. Now if you click and hold down on this tool, it'll bring up three options. You have the pen tool, the anchor tool, and the reset tool. We're going to go through all three and how they work. We're going to start with the Bezier Pen tool, so go ahead and click that, highlight it. It brings up this little pen tip. This is going to lay down your anchor points. They're called anchor points. I want to lay down less anchor points than more anchor points. So the less the better, because that'll be easier to manipulate later on. If you click once on your trackpad, you'll lay down an anchor point. I want to go to my next curve and click again. Go to the middle and click again. I'm just laying down points right now. Copy this on the right side, do another click. Go down to the right side bottom, click on that. If my stroke, which is this line, is too thick, you can always go to this stroke menu up here and lower it. We can lower it to like a 10. And that way it's a little easier to see. Let's get rid of that here. All right. So then we're going to continue and we're going to click on the next corner. We're going to click right below this on the bottom of this top arch. Lay a point there. We're just going to continue laying points around this logo. All right, when you get back to your original point, you'll see a little green circle there. When you see the green circle, that means it's going to end your shape, meaning it will close off the shape. That's what you want. So click, and there you go. You have your Bezier anchor points already put down. Now the next tool you're going to use, if you hold down, you're going to go to the reset, which is the bottom tool. Click on that. It'll come up with a little upside down V. What you're going to do with that upside down V is you're going to go to your anchor point, click and drag your anchor point out. Left, right, take some practice. It's a little awkward at first. I want to get it as close as possible to this shape. So we're going to go about there. Then I'm going to go to my next shape. I'm going to click, or my next anchor point, excuse me, and I'm going to click and I'm going to drag out. I'm dragging to the left until I get it pretty close. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to adjust it in a second. I don't want to mess with these. I want to keep these straight, but I want to go to all of my arches. I'm going to click on the next anchor point. I'm going to drag out to the right this time. I'm going to the right. And same thing with this. Click inside your anchor point and click and drag to the right. And you can see that I'm starting to bend my Bezier lines. All right. That's all for now with this tool. We're going to come back to this tool later on in some more advanced videos. But what I've done is I have pulled these lines out and they give me these little handles here. A left and right handle per anchor point. Click and hold down the Bezier tool again. Go to the anchor select. So you'll use all 3 points whenever you're doing Bezier. Highlight that one. And now it gives you a white arrow. That white arrow will actually, if you click on the handle, oh, excuse me. Sometimes if you don't click exactly, it will do what it just did there. All right, so if I click on the square, it brings up my handle. Now let me zoom in. I can go ahead and select. It'll turn black when I can select this handle. I'll select it and I'll drag out to the left, and you'll see it's only manipulating the left side, which is a great way to do the little fine details. So I'm going to line that up perfectly, go over this until it turns black again, click, and I'm going to drag down into the left until I have it very close. Same thing here. I'm going to click my anchor point. It will bring up my handles. And I'm just going to just do a little fine tuning or a little adjustment on here until I get it very, very close. All right. You also can select the actual point itself and move the point around. So there's a lot of different options. All right. That looks good. So we pretty much have the traced McDonald's logo. Now, if I turn off my McDonald's layer down here, you'll see I have 3 layers. I actually can delete this shape layer. If you right-click with 2 fingers on that layer, you can delete it. I have a shape layer, which is my outline. I'm going to name it outline. Double-click and name it outline. I can move my palette over so I can see a little better. This is what I just did. I'm going to turn off my McDonald's logo, and you're going to be able to see what I've done. So here's what I've done. Now, I want to fill this with a yellow. Up here in my Vector Shapes tool, as long as you have this, any of these 6 tools selected, you'll have this menu up here that allows you a stroke, which is the outline, and a fill. I have to select my McDonald's logo, so let me select it. And I can go over here and fill my logo. Now I want to make it yellow, so I've got to double click. This is called a color well. If you double click on it, it will bring up your color menu, and I'm going to choose a yellow color. There's my yellow color, and I want no stroke. I want no outline, so I'm going to go to my stroke box and unclick it. And there you have it. Okay. So we have the one we made and the McDonald's logo underneath. I hope this helps you with the Bezier tool. It takes practice. Remember to start out, you always want to start out with the Bezier pen, then move to the reset, and then move to the anchor tool to adjust your handles.